Hello, everyone, and welcome to the latest episode from the N2L Network, where it is never too late to start investing in your future and your wealth. But before we get started, do me a favor, hit the like, subscribe, and bell notifications for more videos to come. So today we're going to talk about thinking patterns, your mindset, and how, or should I say, which social class you are in based upon your thinking patterns and your mindset. We all have certain thinking patterns which puts us in the positions we are in life, whether it's good or bad. And it's not always related to finances as well. But these traits can vary amongst everyone, but they generally affect your growth and your approach to where you are in life. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Let's start off with the poverty mindset. And like I said, just to be clear, it's not always associated with finances, the money that you have in your pocket. Poverty can be your financial struggles, but it also can be a mindset. But we're going to talk a little bit about both. Usually this class are struggling financially. Let's just be honest. Most of the people at the poverty level don't have a lot of finances. And some of the traits of a poverty mindset is scarcity and risk aversion, focusing on immediate needs and survival at that time versus long-term thinking. So whatever they have to do to get what they can get for today is just good with them. Not thinking any long-term planning is one of those poverty mindset traits. Also, limiting beliefs. We often tell ourselves a story about what we can't do, how come we can't get this, just limiting what we can do with ourselves and with our minds before we even get started. I talk to so many people, and the first thing that I hear out of them is, well, I can't do this, or I don't know how to do that. Well, here's the reason why I can't. That is a mindset that's going to keep you stagnated for whatever you do. So if you're going to stay in that social class, no matter if it's middle class or even if you're wealthy, if you still have that mindset that you can't grow or you don't have the tools or you can't do anything versus how can I or where can I find, you're going to stay right there where you are. And most likely, if you are wealthy, you're not going to grow that wealth and it will decline. So that's another bullet point for poverty mindset. Also, dependency. One of the things that that a poverty mindset has is when I say dependency, I mean depending on someone else, maybe whether it's the government or whether it's living with a family member or a parent. They are expecting to get something. And usually when you're expecting to get income from the government or live off your parents or whoever, then you don't want to expand more. Now, this does not apply to everyone because there are sometimes that people have that different mindset that I'm going to be wealthy, but are put in positions to either have to live with their parents or they have to live with someone until they can expand. And that's why I say again, it's not just based upon your finances. It's all tied to your mindset as well. So those are some of the common things that a poverty mindset brings, and it keeps you stagnated. So let's go ahead and move to number 2, where we talk about the middle class. All right, so middle class thinking is a little bit different than the poverty thinking, because if you're in the middle class, you grew up with certain resources. You grew up with education. You grew up with more opportunities than the poverty mindset. Now, again, I want to reiterate that this is not straight across the board for everyone, but we are talking about just a group of class of people and their mindsets. And with the middle class, because I said they have these resources and these opportunities, they've developed kind of a system to where one of the things that they focus on is security and stability. And what I mean by that is they prioritize financial security, steady employment, home ownership, and a savings account. to store their money in, and not really doing anything much more than investing in their 401k and trusting that, and not so much into any other type of risk aversion investments. And they also are looking for delayed gratification. So if I work this stable job, if I stay in my 401k, by the time I'm 62, I'm going to have this much money in my 401k and I'll be okay. And again, nothing is wrong with that. But if you're wanting to be more as far as changing your mindset and changing your bank account, you want to think outside of this box. And another thing is career orientation. They're really focused on their careers, emphasis on building a career, climbing the corporate ladder, or improving their skills for their job. Again, there's nothing wrong with that, but if you are in this class and you're wanting to expand more, you'll want to listen to the next set about the wealthy and the rich. One of the other things is, of course, we all have to do this, is budgeting and planning. Regularly creating budgets, and no matter how rich you are, no matter how poor you are, you have to have a budget and planning for future expenses and managing them responsibly. So those are kind of some of the things that we talk about with the middle class. So let's go ahead and move on to the wealthy. Okay, last one, wealthy mindset, one of my favorites. One of the key characteristics that the wealthy have is their different approach on life, their different approach on work and finances. And here are some of the common things that we'll talk about is they have an abundance mindset. They always are viewing opportunities as plentiful. They're focusing on growth, innovation, rather than their limitations. So usually you don't hear rich people talking about what they don't have or what they can't get. It's always how can they get it or when they're going to get it. They're always growing and expanding and setting those goals. Another one is risk tolerance. Being willing to take calculated risk. And when I say calculated risk, sometimes that we will take a risk without doing education and therefore we quit. So the wealthy and the entrepreneurs, we look at it as a learning experience. If I make a mistake over here, I know not to do that again. So that's one of the things that I like about the wealthy mindset or the entrepreneurial mindset is that if I fail, I'm not going to quit. I am going to figure out a way how not to do that again and how to make that process better the next time. Another one is networking and relationships. This is huge. Getting out, talking to like-minded people, finding out ideas. You just would be surprised the doors that open up when you talk to people. Talking to people is free. You can have a dime in your pocket and walk into a real estate group and get so much information. You can get on YouTube and get so much information. You can find out where to go to access certain funds that may be available to you. So one of the things is networking and relationships, building and maintaining strong networks to leverage opportunities and resources. Leverage, leverage, leverage. And last but not least is financial literacy. This kind of covers every class, no matter which class you're in. You should always have a deep understanding of financial principles, an understanding of investing, an understanding of wealth management and wealth building, not only to grow, but also protect what you have. So understanding financial literacy is one of the keys. I also want to just kind of summarize while we end this and talk about these patterns, these thinking patterns, this mindset. It can be influenced by a variety of factors, including your upbringing, your education, your societal system that's around you. And when I say all of these things, if you're in a situation to where your society may not be conducive to what you're trying to do, remove yourself from that society. If you're looking for people that are doing better than what you're doing, find a group that's doing better than what you're doing so you can grow from there. If you're in a system to where you're at work and most of the people every day at lunch is on there looking at cat videos. Go off somewhere and look at financial videos. You have the power to improve your financial literacy and remove yourself from certain situations. You do. And remember that you can do those things. That was some good stuff. Where are you in your mindset? Where are you in your thought patterns, your thinking patterns? Are you constantly trying to grow? Are you limiting yourself? Are you still saying that I can't instead of how can I? Are you putting down the social media, looking at cat videos and all the other crazy stuff and picking up some financial literacy information? Nothing to it but to do it. But again, thanks for watching the N2L Network, where it's never too late for you to get started. And be sure you hit the like, subscribe, and bell notification for more videos to come.